and welcome back to Railway Empire 2. I'm your host, Xavileiro. This is the engineer build. Smack dab in the middle of Washington. The early years. We have the world to conquer. One train station at a time. Here's our train returning from Pennsylvania. It's been around 15 days. Well, I guess now would be like the 30th day. And so let's begin by optimizing this train. Coming in with meat from Pennsylvania, from Philly. And so, as you could see, the grasshopper struggles with the weight because it has a very low tractive power. Even though we've done a great job of ensuring that we had a level terrain. The tractive power is just not enough. So, you optimize your train by setting a maximum. Because in this game, speed means more than volume. So we set it to 5 maximum. And let's say 3 minimum. You lose money if they go with 0. You waste money if they try to pick up all 8 and they can't push it. And since one of our tasks is to get 128 trains at the same time, we might as well lower the train's capacity and increase the volume of trains. This train, let's do it the other way around by reversing the train. So we go copy rail, add a grasshopper, and then I guess it doesn't make a difference in this case because we only have 2 stops. 3, 5. Maybe it could make a difference. Let's do Philly. And back to Philly. Maximum of 3. No, maximum of 5. Minimum of 3. You can toggle rail line direction mode by clicking Alt. Toggle it on and off. instead of having to go all the way over here. Also, I'm sure you don't know what trains are which or if they're doing good just by looking at it. So you go to Info, Additional Overlays, and you click Train Utilization. Now you see the trains have colors. Green means lightly loaded. Remember, we set our maximum at 5 and our minimum at 3. So lightly loaded in this case for these trains is 2. Orange is medium loaded and red is fully loaded. So Washington, Philly, back to Philly. Reviewing your lines, making sure everything is behaving accordingly. When there's a yellow marker, it means that you need to intervene, you need to actually do something about whatever's going on. If it was orange, it means that it's temporary and it will resolve itself. So this was just because I started a line and didn't complete it. So this one is small breakdown. As you can see, it's orange. And they fixed it themselves without an animation, unfortunately. Small breakdown right at the supply tower, so nothing to lose sleep over. Alright, let's focus on Washington for this episode. Here we need some grain, we need some corn, and we need some beer. Also sugar. So sugar. Beer. I think we're better suited if we head on up to Albany right away. Remember B to build. And H to see your elevation lines. You can see that Philly is in this dark shade here, about here. So it would help if we're somewhere close to that over here. I'm gonna make this a warehouse, collecting the milk from here and connecting New York and Albany and this grain. So we have to plan accordingly. With that, you want to make sure that you get the distance necessary. So about here, about in line with these little shrubs. Trying to stay within the same elevation, but we still have to go over. So of course, downhill will be max speed. Same thing over here. We could say it's in line with these trees. New York is for later, as far as New York connecting with this one, because we're going to connect New York straight to Philly. So for later, we'll use New York with the two last rails. So we just need to get to these trees. This one. We're gonna go here. We're gonna take 2 for here, but we don't need it yet, so we'll just use it for our way to Philadelphia for now. Gridirons. And supply tires. Here in Albany, we've got the beautiful vista on our way to Syracuse and Buffalo. And way over yonder, you can see the rainy New Hampshire, Boston, Maine, and New York. So as you can see, we have a milk farm over here. I don't know how or why they didn't just make cattle produce milk as well, which obviously they are, but they have cattle for meat separate from cattle for milk. It is what it is. Since that's the case, we have to make sure that our farm is also within our future plans. So we can only build in the green, and our line starts here. for maximum speed, we need to make a nice curve going this way. Somewhere is here. As you can see, I'm moving from a lower grade to a higher grade, so you'll see that our station is built with a tunnel at the end. Not too bad. When building lines or planning your routes, you can't or you shouldn't set your stations no further than the distance the crow flies. And if you're wondering what that means, it means that the crows fly directly to the destination, over hills, over mountains, across water. So you want to make sure that your rail line doesn't exceed twice that distance at any point, for it to be efficient, that is. So for example, from this train station to this cornfield is, let's say, 300 meters. That's the crow would fly 300 meters to it. So the max you could do to get here is 600 meters. So you got to think about that when you're building, even when you have to traverse around mountains. A better example would be over here, where we have to go to the milk farm. So the crow would fly directly right here. So we can't go too crazy to get here. That would technically be inefficient. Just sharing the info. Your train lines should never have any more at best 2 stations in between the destination. H for your contour lines. As you can see, the color changes drastically, which means that this is a mountain. And you can see it here. You can see it here. So we need to get down that way. We'll either be doing 4 lines to New York or 2. But for now, since it's not part of the equation, we'll just keep it as the first 2. So eventually we'll be at the 6th rail line. And here we are connected to Albany with the gridiron supply tower. I guess this one's close enough. And we'll do a Philly to Albany. Let's do one. Max 5, minimum 3. As soon as we upgrade to the stronger John Bill, we'll remove some of the restrictions or specify what trains are which. Waiting to be deployed. And as you can see, it's orange. So it should be ready to rectify itself. Alright, so now we have the opportunity to choose between the warehouse or the John Bull. I think for now we'll have to go with the John Bull because in this game, like I mentioned before, speed trumps volume. Since my favorite color is green, we're gonna go with a green skin, a green livery. And then this rail line that's so far away, I gotta get that John Bull going. And with the John Bull upgrade, we can remove the restriction of maximum 5. Hey, sweetie. How are you? My name is Xavileiro. And what's your name? I hope you enjoy the ride. The mail cart. Buy war bonds. Support TROPICO. So as you can see, the John Bull itself isn't necessarily strong enough to carry 8, especially when it's mixed freight. It's moving, I think this is really quick for the time, but you can tell that it's kind of struggling. So we're either gonna have to do a separate train. So let's do that. We're gonna set one express line for passenger only and mail, and then we're gonna replace that or add 2 more freight lines, 2 more freight John Bulls. So let's do that by copying the line first. 2 trains, freight 93K. We'll also set the maximum to 5 on all of them. So we're not leaving the station until we get 3 loads. But we're not leaving the station with more than 5 loads. In terms of this south or southern rail, instead of targeting Durham, which I need, I'm going to target Charlotte, which I love. And there's corn beside it too, so. I think the best option is to create a new warehouse. Probably here. Make it slanted right here. H for elevation. This way we could go down to Norfolk and we could come across for the sugar and go directly to Washington. We could also connect to Durham and Big Lake, and of course Charlotte. You can see that we have a elevation rise that's smooth right through here. So we'll just try to target it. We can't run the trains through the buildings, so we have to cheese it in. And remember, our Washington station is the transfer hub, which is going to be like a main port, so we have to ensure that we have enough space for the gridirons when we have 8 lines, and we've already calculated it to be about somewhere where this road is. And shift, scroll, roll your mouse wheel, change the elevation of the line, try to get it as flat as possible. If you ever want to toggle the minimap on or off, you hit M. Okay, so since it's been waiting to be loaded for 4 weeks, we'll just send it down. to Wilson Rest for some sugar. It seems as though 2 is a better number for the population size that we have now. We're running into too many hiccups. And everything is connected like a symbiotic organism. So a train is gonna be slow if the other trains are slow as well, because they need the raw resources to come to the city in order for the city to turn them into another type of resource. So you have to maintain your lines accordingly. The foundations, try to get these before you build your first bridge for a nice little 5% discount. Warehouse. Here goods can change from one train line to another, giving the goods more destinations. You can specify up to 6 goods per warehouse. Construct the extension for $140,000. Yes, sir. And now we optimize based on what's around town. So they're getting cattle. They're getting cattle. And they need sugar. This sugar is going to be going to Albany. Philly is the only place that is producing meat right now, so we don't need to carry cattle anywhere else. We'll need wool, maybe. We don't need wool for Washington, we need grain though. So we catch the grain that Albany gets. As you can see here, this train is marked as red because it's fully loaded. This train is green because it's lightly loaded because it's passengers. It's also stopped. So maybe passengers are light, so we could go right up to 7. Let's get the grain plugged into Washington. So I want to skip this one with my express line or with my main line and make this an auxiliary line. And as mentioned before, no further than the crow would fly. To your destination, of course, so it's not necessarily always going to be the shortest route, because the shortest route right now is to Albany, but I don't want it to go to Albany. I want it to go to Moore's Terminal, where I'll have a new warehouse. I'm going to run 2 lines from here to here. We're going to stay on this side of the river because it's a nice, sweet little level ground, relatively level. We can also connect the milk here, but we don't need to. Our main focus is getting grain to our further cities. This grain would be technically supplying Syracuse, New York. As you can see, they have this little bridge here. And Philly, should be getting some grain. They're not, so it's still too far from. It's over 4,500 meters. Okay, so they don't want us touching a city if we're not connecting to it. No problem at all. I'm guessing it's something like when those cities don't want like wind turbines going through their municipality. I'm starting from the innermost line for this 2-line track because it's gonna be the one that goes near the city boundary. Just bring this one at the same time. And now we could head back down. Eventually we're gonna be switching these lines over, sending these inner 4 to Albany. We could even send the inner 6 to Albany, depending on what we do with this one here and up north. As you can see, it's a central location, so it should become a warehouse. And we might as well make it a maintenance depot as well. Yeah, so for now we'll just connect it to this line here. It doesn't need to be at full speed coming in here. Because once we get it connected down here, it's going to be max speed. Get a supply tower going. Warehouses. Let's send 2 of them. Let's send one to Philly and one to Moore Terminal. I think for this short route going downhill, I could run for 8 carts load without a problem. Confirm. Actually, it can, but you just don't know because... So basically this error right here is saying according to the settings you made, your train line cannot perform any actions at the station of Martin Terminal. So Martin Terminal here, and because we're sending it to here, it's saying that there's no actions to be done since Moore Terminal doesn't actually need its own resources. However, if you remember, we have our warehouse here, and the warehouses work automatically. So once we have a warehouse here and trains coming here to go to other cities, whatever the cities want, the warehouses will pretty much request. So it might stay empty for now, but as soon as there is a train connected to here that needs something that this farm has, it's gonna deploy. Confirm. And let's send another train to the Philly terminal. And we don't need anything. Alright. Need to get some gridirons going. And that's where we end this episode. We'll just follow our train to Philly. And that's Xavileiro signing up.